Just to give you an idea of how popular this place is, in the winter, the population of North Devon is just 90,000 people. In the summer, that trebles to over 250,000. But there is so much more to see of this stunning landscape, and many like it, if you just go that extra mile. The Ramblers have played a major part in opening up our coastline. I'm joining them on a walk, which takes us from one end of Woolacombe Bay right to the other. Shall we walk on?
Yeah.
So where are we heading now?
We're going out to Mort Point, Paul.
Now, what's Mort Point?
It's National Trust land, and I think you'll agree by looking at it, quite different to where we're walking here on the sand.
I suppose, Joan, this is the North Devon coast at its very best, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. We've got a wonderful day, haven't we, for it, Paul?
It's fabulous. What interests me about this bit of Devon is you've got so many different varieties of landscape.
Yes, we're walking here on the beach now. We've got miles of beach for those that like to surf and families. We've got the dunes, but we've got the more rugged areas as well, with the cliffs and the rock pools and the moorland areas.
So for a rambler and a walker, it's just about got everything, hasn't it?
I think it probably has, Paul.
And you love it especially because, of course, you were born and bred here.
Yeah, I was born about 12 miles from this spot, and I've never moved in my life.
And never wanted to move?
Not really, and work hasn't taken me away, so it is easy, I think, to perhaps take these sort of things for granted. But this morning, driving down here, I mean, it's such a wonderful morning. You do realise how lucky we are to live in North Devon.
Once, most people lived in the country, so didn't tend to regard it as anywhere special. The Industrial Revolution saw them move to towns and cities, where they yearned for the countryside as an escape. But private landowners didn't always welcome them, and a country walk could mean facing the wrath of the gamekeeper, or even risking imprisonment. Determined to have the right to roam, a group of walkers held a mass trespass in the Peak District in 1932. And from that protest grew the Ramblers movement, pushing for laws to protect public rights of way and guarantee their upkeep. I think people generally take footpaths for granted now, don't they? Because there are so many wonderful footpaths in Britain that we just accept that, they're ours and they're open.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't always like that, though, was it?
No, it wasn't always like that. Ramblers and others really fought just to get access to an afternoon walk on the moorlands, etc.
The Ramblers, of course, are hugely popular with walkers, but you're not so popular with other groups, are you? There are one or two landowners who wish they'd never ever heard the word.
Well, I think going back to the 1930s, that was probably very true, but certainly I think most landowners and most walkers want everything to be okay in the countryside.
Do you think those confrontational days are gone? Where you're on one side saying, yes, we want access, and on the other side there's someone shouting, get off my land. Do you think those days are over?
From my part, I certainly hope so.
We'll catch up with the Ramblers later. Back in North Devon, I'm nearing Journey's End with the Ramblers as we head around Woolacombe Bay towards the dramatic headland of Mort Point. What do you think the next 75 years will hold for the Ramblers?
I'd like to think they would still be out there encouraging people to get out and enjoy the countryside. We've achieved a lot, but we're certainly not at the end of our journey.
And what have you got out of today's walk? It's not been a long one, but it's been a good one, hasn't it?
Well, I've got out of housework for a start, but I mean, where else in North Devon, where else in England probably would you want to be on a day like this? I mean, Mort Point is one of my favourite walks, and it can be so peaceful if you want to be on your own. I think it puts things into perspective when you're walking beside the sea.
And we can all do it.
We can all do it, and I think coming out with a Ramblers group, you see there's quite a cross-section of people. It's good for the soul, I think.
Whether you call it walking or rambling, it is a very simple pleasure, and we should be grateful to the Ramblers for everything they've done to make it so widely available to all of us. But also, think of it this way. A day's walking need not cost you 1 penny, and in return for that, you get all this. That's what I call good value. See you next time.